being taken into account, even as the world demands not just that the Republic acknowledge the universal rights of its citizens, but also that it live up to their agreements around their nuclear program. Bill.
Robert, Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann has called the February 25th Blair House meeting nothing but a PR stunt. My question is, do you know for sure, have you been told that the Republican leadership is going to attend? Have they accepted the invitation?
I can check with Legislative Affairs. I don't know if they have said they would come or not. Bill, again, it would be an awfully curious thing that the argument that they made up until the point in which the president proposed this was that the president hadn't sat down, despite the record, sat down with Republicans enough and talked to them about health care. I can't imagine a conceivable scenario in which after having that invitation, you would say, well, I know for 9 months I said I wanted that, but I can't possibly fit it into my schedule now. It just seems silly.
Are you proceeding then on the assumption there will be a meeting and there will be Republicans at the table?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think it would be, well, it would demonstrate a lot about the willingness of those to actually solve a problem for the American people. I know sometimes polls don't get when there are good numbers in polls, they don't get a lot of attention in this town. But the Washington Post poll from a couple of days ago had a number very similar to that of the poll that they did of voters after the Massachusetts election, and that is that an overwhelming majority wanted to see the effort to reform health care continue. I think that's important. That's why the president wants to meet with individuals in both parties to talk through these solutions. Sam.
Just two questions. Basically, hours after the president said he was considering using recess appointments, Senate Republicans filibustered Craig Becker to the National Labor Relations Board. The first question is, has the president given thought to appointing Mr. Becker through a recess appointment? And secondly, has anyone at the White House been in touch with either Senator Harkin or Senator Udall on their proposals to essentially reform the use of the filibuster in the Senate?
I don't know about the second question, Sam. I can simply recount the story again that the president at the meeting a couple of days ago, I think it was probably the last 20 or so minutes where the president during the bipartisan meeting asked very specifically about the reason and the nature for the holdup of many qualified appointees that weren't being held up because of some philosophical or political disagreement. There were, again, 63 that had been sitting for more than a month, when in a comparable period of time in the Bush administration, that number was 6. Senator Shelby last week decided to put a hold on everybody because he didn't get a couple of earmarks, and it's obvious now that that wasn't such a good idea, and he pulled back many of those holds. The president told Senator McConnell quite clearly, the situation that we have is, again, as I said, quantitatively and qualitatively different than it was at the beginning of the Bush administration, that it had to change, and that if it didn't change, the president would use his power for recess appointments. So that's where we are now.
Discussions about Craig Becker?
There wasn't a specific discussion about any individuals. Obviously, the president discussed those that have been laying over for more than a month. Thanks, guys.
Will the president